Hello students, in this video we are going to do integration by parts. Listen to me carefully. In this you will have two functions in the question. Okay. So the formula goes like this. First function into integration of second function minus integral differentiation of first function into integration of second function dx. Just analyze the formula to start with. Whenever you have a first function, you have derivative attached to it. Can you see? And whenever you have an second function, you have integral attached to it. Can you see that? Okay, please bear this in mind. I'll explain to you why it is needed. Suppose I am going to integrate x into sin x dx. Do you understand there are two functions in this? This is one function and this is another function. Now, I want to choose which is the first function and which is the second function so that I can complete the answer intelligently. Now, do I know, before choosing, I should just think, do I know integration of x square? Yes, x square by 2. Do I know the differentiation of x? Yes, which is 1. Same way, for sin x also, I know the integration as well as differentiation. So, but when I choose x as first function, what happens is, when I do the derivative here, the derivative of x is 1, so it becomes lesser power. Do you understand that? Whereas, if I choose sin x as first function, what is the derivative of sin x? Is cos x. Is another trigonometric function. It is not becoming small or it is not becoming bigger. Do you understand that? So, when we are allowed to choose, what do you mean by we are allowed to choose? We know the integration and differentiation of both the functions. We choose in such a way the first function that it reduces, for all polynomial functions reduces and no trigonometric or exponential function reduces. Do you understand that? Okay. Now, use the formula. First function, integration of second function, minus integral, differentiation of first function, derivative of x, integration of second function, integration of sin x. So we have completed. Okay. So minus x cos x, minus into minus becomes plus this one. Okay. And the integration of cos x is sin x plus c. So this is what happens when you can choose both the functions. Okay. Now, look at this question. Integral x square log x dx. Do I know the integration and differentiation of x square? Yes. But for log x, I know only the derivative. I do not know the integration. So, your formula goes first function into second function into dx is first function into integration of second function minus integral differentiation of first function into integration of second function. That is how your formula goes. So, suppose if I choose log x as the second function, I will not be able to integrate it. I can integrate it, but straight I do not know the answer. So, what I do is, I choose log x as the first function and x square as the second function. Let us see what happens. First function. Is it log x? Integration of second function is integration of x square, which is x cube by 3. I write it in front because log, with the log only x is there. Okay. Minus integral derivative of first function. So what is log x derivative? 1 by x into integration of second function. What is integration of x square? X cube by 3 dx. X cube and x will cut one time. So this is x cube by 3 log x minus 1 by 3 has nothing to do with integration, and x square integration is again x cube by 3 plus c. So your net answer is x cube by 3 log x minus 1 by 9 x cube plus c. So this is the scenario where you do not know the integration of one of the functions. So we cannot choose, it automatically becomes the first function. Did you get that? Moving on. Suppose I have the question x into sine inverse of x dx. Whenever inverse trigonometric function questions, in the question, whenever inverse trigonometric function comes, students, before doing integration by parts, let us do substitution and get rid of the inverse trigonometric function. Sine inverse of x is t. So 1 by root of 1 minus x square dx is dt. That is the substitution, you know that, correct? So what happens to x here? X becomes sine t. Understand? Now we are going to apply the substitution to start with. So integral x is nothing but sine t, and sine inverse x is nothing but t, and you have, sorry, t sine t, and you have dx. What is dx? Square root of 1 minus x square. Remember, I want to substitute for 1 minus x square. What is it? Root of 1 minus x square is root of 1 minus sine square t, which is root of cos square t, which is nothing but cos t. Do you understand? So, I do not need to write the root here. So, this is cos t into dt. Are you understanding clearly? I'll explain it once again, or you will rewind and see. So whenever inverse trigonometric function comes, we substitute first as t. Then we start doing the question. By parts it will come little later. Okay. Sine inverse x is t means x is sine t. Whenever you substitute, you differentiate both sides. I have done that here. Okay. And whenever you are doing the integration, all the terms should be in terms of t. Okay. So I cannot write dx as, yes, dx as root of 1 minus x square into dt. What I am trying to do? I am substituting in terms of t and getting the value. So you know x square is sine square t because x is sine t, and you know 1 minus sine square t is cos square t, and if you take the root it becomes cos t. Now what do I do is I multiply and divide by 2. Why? Because I know there are three functions here. It is difficult for me. Agree with me? So, if I do multiply and divide by 2, 2 sine t cos t becomes sine 2t. That is the reason. Okay. So, that outside half stays as it is. T into sine 2t dt. So, now I know integration differentiation of both of them. But I know t will become smaller when I differentiate. Very good. So this is same as half into, always take it as I is equal to and start, so that we can say I is equal to every time. Half into first function, integration of second function. Sine 2t integration is negative cos 2t divided by 2 minus integral differentiation of first function 1. Integration of second function is minus cos 2t by 2. So minus means this becomes plus. By 2 I am writing it outside. This is cos 2t dt. Close the bracket. So this is, I need to multiply half inside. So half into 2. 1 by 4 minus t cos 2t plus half into cos 2t integration is sine 2t divided by 2 plus c. Do not stop like this. You will say t is equal to sine inverse of x and then stop. Do you understand that? So when any question comes in inverse trigonometric, we substitute inverse trigonometric function as t and then proceed. Okay. And remember children, t can be just replaced by sine inverse of x. Okay. Give me a second. Now, what am I going to do is, I'm going to teach you how to substitute for t. Okay, leave this. Cos 2t, you know, is 1 minus 2 sine square t. Agree with me? So, here, this implies x is equal to sine t. Agree with me? Okay. So sine t will be replaced by 1 minus 2 x square. Do you understand that? Yes. And in the same way, sine 2t you have. What is sine 2t? Sine 2t is 2 sine t cos t, which is nothing but 2 into sine t is x, cos t will become 1 minus x square because cos x is square root of 1 minus sine square x. This is how you should replace the value of cos 2t and sine 2t. Do you understand that? Yes. And then substitute for t, substitute for cos 2t, substitute for sine 2t, and then you can stop. Is that clear for you? Okay. We stop with this video with this. In the next video, we'll do few more problems.